What's up, everyone? Freddie Smith here. Look at this. Got some future episodes, and I know what happens. Let's talk about January 23rd's episode. Oh my gosh, what an episode. I just got done watching it. I am just through the roof excited about how incredible this episode was. So I want to get into some of the behind the scenes of that. But before I do, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, please do so. I try to upload a video every single day. My fiance and I have a show called the Freddie and Alyssa Show. We put out videos all the time. So if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment below. Let me know what you thought of the episode. If you have any questions, also let me know. And I will do my best to get back to every single comment that you leave. Now let's hop into the January 23rd episode. First of all, I gotta say, I can't speak for my other fellow actors, but we always have so much work to do that we rarely ever read what's going on in our castmates' storylines, even if it pertains to us. The biggest shock to me is I'm sitting there watching this episode. Uncle Vic and Xander overhear Will saying that he was responsible and they knew he wasn't, and they kept it a secret. That is insane to me. That is insane. Now, I know he was in a tough position, but Uncle Vic, come on. That was mind-blowing to me. And then in the very end, they switched the babies? They switched the babies. Who switches babies? Uncle Vic. That's so, incredibly, mind-blowing to me. So that was a huge surprise. I knew there was some kind of, trickery going on through the grapevine, but to see it take place, holy cow. And then Haley being kind of pushed down the steps, that was also such a surprise. I did know that was coming because, interestingly enough, they shot that in the hallway. Those are the steps that lead down to a lot of our dressing rooms. So I remember one of the days that they brought the camera out into the hallway, because essentially how the stages work is that there's stage 2 over here and stage 4 over here. So if you go through the double doors on stage 2, there'll be the Horton Town Square, a bedroom, maybe the Brady Pub is in stage 2. I still don't remember because they move things around, but maybe the detective area, and then across the hall to the other side is where, the Kyriakis Mansion is, the nurse's station, or any sort of where Adrienne was. I think that was in Studio 4. And then in the center is where you sign in, where wardrobe is, and where the stage managers are. And then down the hall is where all the hair and makeup is. So this hallway goes down the stairs, and they actually had Thea, I think she just went to the edge of the stairs and fell back, but then they had a stunt girl do the actual fall. But I thought it turned out absolutely incredible. It was so realistic. So kudos to the stunt coordinator, Terry. If he was working that day, Terry's usually our stunt guy. He's awesome. That turned out amazing. To the woman who did the stunt, that's awesome. That was super, super cool. And even when it came to the car accident itself, we're not out on the streets. This was all done in a studio with just lights that they were showing. It was just so well done. Hats off, Days of Our Lives, to everyone who put that together, and of course including the actors who just made it come to life. But every part of that car accident was incredible. So hats off. That was really great. And then when it comes to Sunny, I'm glad that I know that there was mixed reviews on the time hop, but I'm hoping that after everyone's seen kind of what happened, why it's getting a little juicier. But that day was just incredibly difficult. I know that Wally and myself, that's a day where you go to work and you have to, stay in it. So for me, watching an episode like this really meant a lot to me because I had to stay so laser focused of what I was doing to be in that emotion that I really didn't get to see Will's reaction. I really didn't get to see anything else that was going on because I had to stay laser focused on what I was doing to keep that emotion going. Wally, the same exact thing. Everyone in the studio, everyone knows when emotional day is coming, and kind of everyone respects that and becomes really, really professional in the sense that they know that someone's going to be in that kind of emotion. So the whole set's quieter than usual. There's no joking around. Everyone respects the process, and I appreciate that so much. Because once you get there, you just want to go. And I think a lot of those we did in just one take. So we were just ready. We were in it. And Judy, she actually had a tough day as well. You might think, wasn't she just laying there? And it's like, yes, but she couldn't show big breaths because she has to act like she's dead. And then she was also hearing everything that we were saying about her. And in between scenes, one of the makeup peeps came out and would have to dab the corner of her eyes because she literally had tears just like pooling right here. So they would, and she's like, oh my God. She goes, you guys are doing so good. And like, oh my God, it's so touching. So that was like kind of the first sign that we were making progress and that the scenes were going well. And then when we were done with all of the scenes, even the crew and some of my castmates were like congratulating us and saying, great job. And we're around this high energy drama all the time. So we're kind of just like, hey, good job, just like being supportive. But every now and then we'll see someone through the screen, because there's screens in all of our dressing rooms that sometimes we'll have on the background. So you can kind of see what other people are doing. And anytime there's something major happening, we'll tune in live while they're filming it. And you'll like go out of your way to make sure you let them know like, hey, that was a great work. And we had a lot of that. So I was like, wow, okay, so this was impactful. The crew, like everyone was saying how good it was. And I was like, I can't wait for this to air. And we waited 7 months for it to air. And hearing the feedback from all of you through Twitter and Instagram just meant the world to me. Those were very, very difficult scenes. And for us, it was just thinking of Judy, just like all the scenes we've had, that was like 8 years worth of work of us building chemistry, and just her passing really felt like it was easy to tap into, I did use a little help of watching sad YouTube videos prior, because you have to get yourself in a somber mood where you could almost cry. And then once you get into the scene, you're there. I don't want to come in like joking around and then just like, you kind of need to watch something or listen to music to get into a mood where you could almost cry. And then when you're doing the scene, it just goes. And it's so crazy. But like, it was kind of gross. So like no one mentioned anything. So thank you. But when I like leaned over, I had like stuff running out of my nose, and I was leaking in like everywhere on my face. And like, I was like, oh my God, that wasn't very flattering. But it was super realistic. It's you kind of can't look pretty while bawling your eyes out in a scene like that. So I think it really brought realism to the scene. But it was a little gross. I was thinking to myself at first, I was like, oh man, you couldn't have like wiped that off, Freddie. But I was just so in it, I just didn't know. So I was just like going for it, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Those were very, very difficult scenes. And then what we have tomorrow was even more difficult, because I tear into Will. I tear into him because he's the person I love most, and he killed the other person that I love most. And so it was just devastating. So I'm really excited to see how that turns out. So I've got like my DVR set. I'm like, I can't wait to see how this is all going to happen. The flashbacks of Judy and Wally this week. Oh my God, that is insane. Like I didn't watch it back then. So to see them like falling in love, like it was so touching. I can't remember what episode it was, but it was like, I was like, oh my God, that's when they were falling in love, and they were like kids, and Wally with his hair, and they were just so talented their entire careers. And I can see why they've been such role models to me, because wow, they have been incredibly talented in their entire, book of work. So that was just really cool. But to see how this all intertwined, and I will say, because I obviously can't say too much, but I want you all to remember this moment of watching this video, and you're going to think about me, because there's a huge twist coming. And I think it'll take about another 6 to 8 weeks, 12 weeks maybe. Sorry to leave you hanging for that long, but you are all going to freak out. Freak out. Big twist. And it's just insane. So I just can't believe, though, like, Will's been in prison this whole time, and the whole thing with Maggie, and just, oh wow, just round of applause for days, and I'm just happy that I was a part of it, because that right there is good television. And the fact that we rock all this out in 1 take, 2 takes at most, and to be able to put an episode together like that, it was just fire today. So I can't wait to tune in tomorrow. But I want to thank you all for spending this time with me, and I hope you enjoy the episode next week and all the episodes to come, and that some of your questions were answered this week with the time hop and going back to what happened. So just really appreciate you so much. Thank you for all the kind words. And again, comment below if you have any questions, or let me know what you thought of the episode. And yeah, it'll be awesome. So hope you enjoy your weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.